I don't think the Miami Dolphins are that good of a football team. I've been saying this on repeat throughout the entire season. They're a great offense. Don't get me wrong. I don't want people to freak out right now. They're an amazing offense. Tua is great. Tyreek has so much speed. Jalen Waddle's been good. Their core running backs is amazing. They can score points, whether they are at home or on the road. Yes, a little shakier on the road. But the problem with this Miami team is their defense. They have not been good consistently this season. When you look at them, they rank 29th in total team yards allowed, according to coldhardfootballfacts.com. That includes special teams yards as well. So they're really only delivering in one phase of the game. 26th in defensive passer rating, 27th in defensive real quarterback rating. The list goes on and on. You can find a lot of red flags when it comes to their defense. Offensively, you can't find many. They are scoring points. But to beat good teams, you need to play solid defense. The Eagles do a great job of playing defense, and they're coming off a loss against the Jets that was embarrassing, one that should have never happened. And that's going to motivate this Eagles team even more. They have a lot of guys like Jalen Hurts, Kelsey, obviously, at center. These guys that have been there, they're team leaders, and they are going to rally around that loss and find a way to come out and play probably one of their best football games of the year at home in prime time. So when I look at this Eagles team, there's a lot of upside here, especially you're getting -2.5 right now. Get this line before it moves to 3 because obviously 2.5, win by 3, the bet's going to cash. So I'm going to be all over the Eagles here. It's probably one of my favorite bets of the weekend. So two bad defenses and two offenses that I think are actually better than the defenses, even though that's hard to believe. I'm going to play the over 45 points. When I see Jordan Love versus Russell Wilson in a total of 45 and I'm leaning over on it, yes, I am a little afraid because these quarterbacks are not that good. But the defenses in this spot have not been talented at all. They haven't been good. They haven't been efficient. There's just no real way to support them in the spot and lean under on this 45-point total. When you look at the Denver Broncos right now, there's a stat called defensive real passing yards per attempt, according to coldhardfootballfacts.com. They rank 30th. They're giving up explosive plays through the air consistently, 32nd defensive passer rating, and then 30th in defensive rusher rating. They are terrible in every single aspect of their defense. On the flip side, with the Green Bay Packers, 14th in defensive pass rating, 26th in defensive rush rating. Plenty of areas where Sean Payton and Russell Wilson, even though they don't work great together, can attack this team. So I think Jordan Love's going to come out, have a decent day throwing the football. He has to against this Broncos defense. If he doesn't, he probably shouldn't be in the league. And then on the flip side, Russell Wilson hasn't been as bad as people think this year. Yes, he had a very bad performance against the Kansas City Chiefs, but it was windy, and Sean Payton really didn't allow him to open it up in that football game. So I think if they start throwing the ball consistently, and on the other side, Jordan Love has a bad defense to go against, I think we could see a lot of points in this game. So we're going to lean on that over a 45. And that's forced Lamar Jackson to not necessarily get into a rhythm. He's thrown the ball a little bit, but it hasn't been consistent. And then when they run the ball, it's a lot of scrambles. There's not really a consistent run game with designed run plays here. So that's a little concerning when you're facing a Detroit Lions offense that has just been fantastic. Jared Goff, #1 quarterback in Cold Hard's real quarterback rating stat. That's something to look at here. They're running the ball well. They're not even using all the running backs that they could be using, like Jahmyr Gibbs, and they're still delivering consistently. They have a great passing game with Amon-Ra St. Brown, a lot of weapons there. They can match everything the Ravens can do on offense, especially if they can try to keep Lamar in the pocket and keep their rush lane integrity this week. That's going to be huge for this defense with Aiden Hutchinson. Hutchinson's been fantastic. A lot of the guys on the defensive front have been good. And if they can keep Lamar Jackson in the pocket, which is easier said than done, I don't really see a path to victory for this Ravens team with how inconsistent they've been in their design calls on offense. So yes, they have a good defense. I think this is going to be a low-scoring battle. But I think the Lions can be within a field goal and potentially win this game if they continue to do what they've done all season. They went on the road to Kansas City to start the year, found a way to win that game. They can do it here once again. Well, with the Saints losing tonight, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers are probably the favorite to win the NFC South. Maybe not in the sports books' minds, but they're getting there. I have a future bet on them to win this division. I feel very confident about it because they are a good team. I don't love what they do necessarily. Sometimes they stick with the run a little too much when they're not really having success there, but they have weapons that can spread the ball out down the field. Baker Mayfield's been efficient this year. Mike Evans and Chris Godwin can catch the ball. They can make plays down the field. So that's something to look at in this game. I think they're going to stretch the field vertically here and really challenge Atlanta. When you look at the Falcons, they have talent. They have Bijan Robinson. They have Drake London on offense, a solid offensive line, and a decent defense. It's actually performed well at times this year, but the defense defense can't overcome what their quarterback Desmond Ridder is doing at times. He's putting them in very difficult situations. And now they're on the road against the Buccaneers team that got blown out by the Lions. When I look at that game for Tampa Bay, the defense didn't play that bad. They gave up 20 points, but they were in bad spots consistently because of the offense. If the defense can bring that same effort that they did against the Lions last week, and the offense can start to spread it out a little bit and get the ball downfield vertically to your weapons in Evans and Godwin, this is a game that Tampa Bay can easily win and easily control throughout. I think they're going to have more success running the football with Rachaad White this week than in weeks past, and I think they're going to have a really good week. So I'm going to take the 2.5 points. Again, get on this line before it goes up to 3. We're going to see that across a lot of games in the NFL as we approach kickoff. The sharpest line is right now. Get it as soon as possible before you see a shift and lose value there.